You're live.
I'm working on it. I said I was recording.
Oh, you said, okay.
Webinar is being live streamed. We're good to go.
Thank you for the switch, by the way. Say that for the record.
You ready to go?
Okay, say that for the record.
You can say that for the record. You are on the record right now. Okay, you ready?
Yeah,
Ready.
what do you want?
Go ahead.
Oh, nice. All right, I like to call the BAA meeting to order. Monday, the 23rd, 3:31 PM. Kathleen here. Right.
Present.
Tim, I'm here. All right, let's go. Public participation. Anybody?
We have an attendee. they're
Not participating.
just don't think they're, okay.
Go ahead.
All right.
Chris?
Yes, Chris. All right, 3:30.
West Hartford
Seal
Steel
coat.
Coating.
Yep.
All right.
I'll be honest with you,
Oh, let me,
I just got this today, so.
Before you start.
before you start, let me just swear you in.
Oh, okay.
Just raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear, sincerely affirm, as the case may be, that the evidence you shall give concerning this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or upon penalty of perjury? Okay, now go right ahead.
All right, yeah.
West Coast Steel, go.
So just got this today. I saw it on my dad's desk literally an hour ago, so I didn't bring anything. It's the letter that said I had the meeting today.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah.
You sent it.
Yeah, I literally, yeah, it came,
Yeah, it
it
came
says
on
on
March
March 2nd, but my
Yep.
dad, it was on his desk. I literally got up there. I went up there to grab an envelope to write you guys a check for the year before that, and I saw it on the desk and it said that my meeting was in 45 minutes, so I drove down here.
Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't bring much. So,
yeah, this is just for your.
Yeah.
your-
yeah.
Yeah. So this is for the personal so.
Yeah, it says it's like 36,000 or something. I'm nowhere near that. I have a seal coating pump sprayer from Asphalt Kingdom and a crack sealer. The seal coater was like $1,600 when I got it, and that was 4 years ago. And the crack sealer was used on Facebook Marketplace, and even brand new, they're only 1,200. And I've had that for 3-4 years as well.
Okay.
I don't know how you guys came up with that number, but
So every year, the assessor, so usually in September every year, personal property declarations are sent out and they're due back to the office by November 1st.
okay,
And it's the owner's responsibility to fill it out,
okay,
with the equipment and everything that you use, with the values for all the equipment that you use for the business.
okay.
And it looks like, nothing is.
That's in your office, what you used to go out and complete the job.
Yeah, I've never done a job ever, so.
So you're, so what's your company again?
But Hartford Seal Coating,
Okay.
never done a job, never deposited a check. I don't have pens. I literally have those two things and that's it.
Okay,
I don't have office supplies. I've never bought any of that.
so so all your equipment that you use.
I've
for
never
your-
used any equipment, but I have the crack sealer and the pump sprayer.
So those two, you would have to, the costs for those equipments?
Yeah, it's like $2,400 altogether, brand new. And I bought them 3 years ago.
So when you file your, federal tax return, do you file that?
Never filed a federal tax form for them at all. I've never done a job, took a dollar, a cent for anything. I put $2,500 in a bank account and spent it all on taxes. I've never,
So it is a brand new business? How
never,
long has it
no,
been?
it's been on paper for 3-4 years, but I've never deposited a check for it ever. Or done a job, ever.
As soon as you're registered as a business, you have to start filing the personal property.
Okay, so how did you guys come up with $36,000? Like a random shot in the dark guess, or?
So this, I think, is twofold, is they do, well, actually, maybe Danielle, you could tell us how you come up with how the office comes up with the equipment and the value.
Well, I think we look at similar businesses and what they're declaring.
Yeah, furniture, fixtures, all that, anything you own, business related, it has to be
I don't know.
reported.
furniture.
And
Well,
because
it's the furniture and fixtures is more your equipment.
Mhm.
So it's an all encompassing furniture, fixtures and equipment.
Those numbers just made up based on other
We make it
companies.
up. But I could go online and look up how much.
Yeah, I know,
It
you're
costs
just
to start
comparing me to
seal.
companies that have never done a job, to do a job. No,
Unfortunately, that's what happens when you don't.
No,
file.
I'm asking how you guys came up with the number.
That's what
That's
we do.
what I'm trying to figure out.
That's what they do.
We use that, they use an estimate.
Okay,
And so the reason why now you'll come in here, you're supposed to bring data showing us.
yeah, like I
value for
said,
your
I
equipment.
just got that. You can call the office over there and see that company's registered with the town of Newington too. My father, he'll tell you he didn't give it to me. I literally just found that.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately.
So can we
This was
reduce
like-
it or?
You would have to bring us paperwork showing, all your equipment and the value for it, what
You
you
want me
paid
to-
for. That's what this time is for right now.
How would I even acquire that?
So you said the equipment that you bought on.
One was
Facebook
from Facebook Marketplace.
Yep, so you would have to bring in paperwork showing what you bought it for on Facebook Marketplace.
That's crazy. So I'll just go off of the new one. So, and what, the seal coater from 4 years ago?
Correct.
What, how much does that devalue over 4 years? It's 10%?
It's original costs. I want original cost.
And 10% off that?
No, the original cost,
So I pay full original cost even though it's 4 years old?
the original cost, what you bought it for 4 years ago.
It doesn't decrease in value?
It does every year. There's a table that we use.
What's the percentage so every year?
Off the top of my head, I don't, every year it goes down.
Okay,
Off the top of my head, I
Yeah.
don't, that I don't know off the top of my head,
okay.
depending on the category
So
that's in.
when can I bring this into you guys?
That would be today, right now. That's what this time period is.
So this isn't gonna change at all?
If you're, this is your time period right now to bring that all in. You were supposed to bring that in.
Yeah, so it's not gonna change.
We can't change it because we don't have any evidence.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good evening.
But
So the first one, we'll start with seal coating. He brought nothing in.
No personal property filed
Yeah, even,
and no evidence of the value of the personal property.
yeah, so,
I move to deny.
yeah, I'll second that. Yeah. Call the vote, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Passes.
Gary, don't sign.
Gary, you don't have to.
I just voted.
You don't have to sign.
Okay. Oh,
Alright,
so are we,
Do you want me to go?
are we on all, this is all for Thursday,
Recess?
right? We're Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Apartment
Go ahead,
building.
relax.
yeah, it's going order.
65 Constance Slay Drive. Constance Slay or Lee? Lee, thank you.
Danielle, what's your thoughts on this?
I went in and I looked at the income based on the, that low income housing statute,
Okay,
and we're pretty close to where we should be based on the NOI. It appears that the appellant is using certain, expenses that should really actually fall below the line and not be included in the NOI.
Gotcha.
So when you take those expenses out, my NOI actually ended up a little higher than what we even have. And then I did use the 10% cap rate to kind of calculate what the value really should be.
So it's expenses versus expenses.
Yeah.
Okay.
I even drew a line, I think, on there where you can see where,
Right here.
right, like these are the below the
Yep.
line expenses. These are the expenses that I took, which even then is still some.
Yep.
And then they have a lower than 5% vacancy, but I still did a 5% vacancy in there. With other income collected.
Okay. Okay. I think with that, I don't think there's really anything for us to move on. Your thoughts? Anything?
sorry, I'm just reading before. Let's see. And we were just waiting to make sure that the statutes were being applied.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that the NOI we were using was very close to the NOI based on their reported expenses and income.
I don't have, I'm okay with no change.
Okay.
Based on the new.
I make a motion for no change.
Second,
I,
Gary, all in favor?
Alright. All opposed? Passes. Perfect. Excellent. Nope. 256 New Braid Ave.
Yeah, this is another one of you know, it's a nursing home.
Yeah.
71 beds, it's a pretty large scale nursing home.
71. What's your thoughts on this one?
No, nursing homes are hard.
Yes.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm gonna defer to the rebound company on that one. Only because even then, even during the informal, they really took a look, did not make any changes.
Yeah, and I mean, no appraisal. Was that the decision we made also? Are we waiting for more information on the Church Street one?
You made a change, you did no change on the
Okay.
Church Street one.
But I'm inclined to do the same on this one.
Do I have a second?
I will second that.
All in favor, Gary?
I,
All opposed? It's- Passes. No.
Nope.
he already had a hearing on that one too, right? And it didn't change.
Informal, yeah, with the appraisal company.
And she was so nice in the beginning.
It just goes downhill from there.
You say copy or something?
Assessment field? Just have a seat, sir.
What'd you say? It was so nice in the beginning.
Penmanship.
Oh, yeah.
Which one's that?
All right, we got Griswold Hills,
Griswold Hills.
and here's another one that has income based price, you know, based on low income. So the question is that where should we go? So they did have it informal and they received a
Oh, yeah.
reduction. In their informal with income and removed miscellaneous income. Formal. Did you learn anything more about Griswold?
I broke that
Using
one
the
down
same
in the
statute?
same way.
Oh,
So if you go look. Under VA request of information.
Oh,
I
yeah.
broke it down. So this is what they're kind of based on what their net operating income was. If you see, look, so that's based on their net operating income. So like their expenses are much higher
Mm.
than what we had, and I used their 100%, like their actual income. And it's just. So.
Okay.
It really is a matter of expenses
Expense.
versus expenses on those.
Correct. What's an expense? What's not an expense?
and they did receive, I mean, after the appraisal company looked at it, they did receive an adjustment. A
Right,
reduction.
because yes, because. The company did not use the. How to calculate that with the NOI closer.
Okay.
To actual, per the statute, and so. I did ask them to review and relook at that based on the statute.
So I move to keep the adjusted assessment of $8,963,150. No change.
Second,
Call the vote, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Passes.
how many of those are there again? That compound?
What's that?
How many are in that one again, Griswold?
Resolve
payroll.
has 128.
128, 120. 2368 Berlin Turnpike.
These are the three Dunkin' Donuts.
Do these three and then for this, for the next one.
And we were going to try to stay uniform on these.
Yes.
The three Dunkins,
Danielle, what's your thoughts on the three Dunkin' Donuts?
I think we're pretty close on the Dunkin' Donuts, but certainly looking at some of the comps. It's important to remember that there's that one on the Berlin Turnpike
yep, with all the land, already has an adjustment from the land.
already has an adjustment on it for the land.
Which one's that? The,
One by Wendy's, the first one, first one.
Okay.
Which is 2368 Brown Turnpike.
Yes.
okay.
There already is an adjustment on that one.
Okay.
What the one?
On the land, there's an adjustment.
Oh, okay.
At least I thought there was.
So fast food, very good.
Hold on.
75 kids is here as well.
Right.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, 410, okay, they're still early. And they're all income, I'm assuming, based?
Yep.
Okay.
I think I did, at one point, we did look at them and what would happen if we moved them to the cost approach, and all of them did go up at that point.
Okay,
Adjustment on this one, isn't there? What am I not?
It is the.
It's a big property.
very good. So Berlin Turnpike is. So good.
Oh, 50 land type,
Very
primary site 50, commercial
Okay,
excess 50.
I can continue to take a look at those.
Yeah, maybe we should break these out after we hear these.
compare all three of them.
Yeah, after we hear who's here voting on us.
Okay, let's do that.
All right, you ready for 75 kits first?
Yeah, that's what these, yep, okay.
Might find our way.
Oh, good.
75 kits first. Come on in, have a seat.
Like that. Good, how are you? Good. Have a seat, wherever you like, 1, 2, 3.
First, give you guys this.
He's gonna swear you in before you give us anything, okay?
All good?
I'll take a
All
look at
set?
what you got.
Raise your hand. Do you solemnly swear, sincerely affirm, as the case may be, that the evidence you shall give concerning this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or upon penalty of perjury?
I do.
Excellent. Now proceed.
So this is, I'm not the actual owner of the property.
Excellent. Okay.
So unfortunately, I had the printer give out, so I don't have every single picture with me, but I do have it digitally if that's okay.
Yeah,
But
you know them too.
yes,
Yeah, that's fine.
sure thing.
That's perfect.
Okay, so first order of business, I'll start with what I have. So this here is my Schedule E that demonstrates the rental income for the property.
Okay.
So this will show you exactly the numbers. So the rental income is quite low. The building is around 80% unoccupied, which I had mentioned to the third-party evaluation service. Sitting right around 80% occupancy means we're, virtually empty. It's mostly owner occupied with 2 tenants, and this is a 32,000 square foot building. So that kind of demonstrates the condition of the building as well as some other issues we've been having regarding parking, which if you see the property card actually says lack of parking, considering the size of the building, because the building was originally custom designed to be a school. It was a center for massage therapy at some point. So it was just one tenant occupying the entire building. It's a sequence of tiny little rooms and hallways. So given that it was designed that way, it has a very niche use case. And of course, with that one tenant, they were able to occupy it with that small amount of parking. Now for us and our purposes, we're obviously not going to find another massage therapy school. We would have to have significant investment in tearing down all the walls and turning this into a usable space. But even then, we have that parking issue. Now, in regards to that parking issue, I've tried to reach out to the town planner, Paul Dixon. Haven't received any response for a very long time. It's been very difficult to get in touch with him. I proposed a potential easement with a neighbor. Didn't get back to me on that either. So I'm kind of at a dead end where I can't really either rent out the property to anyone else because of the parking issue, nor can I occupy it myself because of the condition of the building and the layout of it. So that's kind of left me in a position where, this building isn't really giving out the income that on paper it seems like it should. And the purchase price of the building reflects that. The building was purchased under $300,000. And of course, the previous owner wasn't doing us any favors with that purchase price. It was really indicative of the condition of the building. Here's some of the physical pictures that I did bring. I'll get to why there's caution tape in a moment. So it's in very poor condition.
It's like there was a water leak or something.
The building, when the previous tenant, the school left, they left the building completely shut off, empty, no utilities, anything, no heat for, I think, roughly 5 years. The building sat completely unoccupied, empty, and as you know.
Before you bought it?
Before we purchased the building, yeah, so the previous owner had done that. And that's why the purchase price obviously was so low. Again, we weren't done any favors with that purchase price. It was really indicative of the condition of the building. So at the moment, the only use we found out of the building is Newington Police had reached out to us to do SWAT training there. And we've been allowing them to do SWAT training because we can, at the moment, or at least with the previous tax that reflected the condition of the building, we were able to carry on affording, having that portion of the building empty and have a goodwill gesture towards local law enforcement, help them out. And we can do our own thing at the back of the building. They've been using it for SWAT training. And now recently we've had Connecticut State Police training there as well. So, I mean, the only way we can carry on, affording to have the rest of the building in the condition that it's in and, allowing local law enforcement and to conduct their training exercises there is the taxes reflect the condition of the building.
What have you done to modify or correct all the things that were wrong with it when you bought it?
Well, we can't do much. The thing is, if we were to even put in that investment, we don't have the parking to rent it out. I've already had a tenant turned away. I've been able to have 2 additional tenants in addition to the owner occupied portion. And that's 2,000 square foot for one tenant, 1,000 square feet for the other tenant, 5,000 for myself. That comes out to roughly 8,000 total out of 32,000, right? It's very, the occupation of the building is very low. So if I were to even try to rent out anything in addition to that, which would mean even bothering putting in that investment, who do I rent it out to? I have email correspondence that I was going to print, but unfortunately I couldn't get the printed work. But I have email correspondence with the town planner. It's been radio silence on their end. So the only 2 avenues I've seen are carry on having it, be partially owner occupied and I can't even bother developing the rest of the building if I can't rent it out, and I can't even propose an agreement to the town planner. I didn't even get a yes or no in regards to this easement. I just got radio silence. So that was my only avenue of potentially bothering to put in any investment to repair the building and rent it out, right?
So there was a parking agreement in place?
It was terminated upon purchase.
I'm sorry?
Terminated upon purchase.
Terminated by you or by the previous owner?
I believe that was the setup of the agreement was that it did not carry on through ownership.
How formal was this agreement? Like what was it? It was a part of it in the deed?
That was between the previous owner and the next door neighbor. The previous owner, they had sold, they owned the line of properties. There's 3 buildings next to each other. So there was an easement between 2 properties that the owner owned himself. And then when he sold the buildings, he sold them separately. So each of the 3 parcels was sold separately. There were 3 parcels, separate parcels to begin with, but he sold them separately to different owners. We've not been able to come to an agreement with the new owner to kind of continue the same sort of easement agreement between the 2 adjacent properties, mine and the one next to it.
But so it's not the town stopping the parking, it's the agreement between all the owners there.
No, the agreement was the only thing that was satisfying the town's requirement before.
Right,
Now there's no agreement.
but it's not the town blocking it, it's just that there's no more parking.
Well, I tried to propose a new easement and I can't get in touch with anyone. And I mean, without that easement, that property as a standalone parcel does not have enough parking. It absolutely does not. The way it was constructed as a school was designed for the few staff members and the few students, and that the town let that slide. But as a separated building with multiple portions, multiple tenants, with each with their own staff and own customers, and that allotment, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna happen.
How many do you need?
I mean, alone between the tenants and myself, the few tenants that I have, I'm already occupying, I believe, 6 or no, 8, I think roughly. There's 2 each tenant, and I think they assigned 4 for me. So, and all these businesses are not open to the public either. So their parking allotment is quite low. Once I start introducing tenants that need to have storefronts, need to have customers, the guy that got turned down by the town was a restaurant. He, however much seating he has inside the restaurant is however much parking he needs. He got turned down. So, with that in mind, I only have 32 parking spaces like total. So occupying a quarter of that while occupying 20% of the building, it's, and this is without even being open to the public. It's not going to work out in terms of getting any sort of additional income from the building. So I think this, so this is the actual part of our filing, the Schedule E, that we sent over to the IRS that has our rental income from the building. I think with this new assessment, we're like not even covering taxes anymore. And I think the biggest indication really has been the purchase price of the building. I don't understand the view that the purchase price was like a one-off thing. It's indicative of, to sell such a large building at such a price indicates a large series of issues.
Or little parking.
And little parking. I mean, it all goes hand in hand, right? I mean, the building was subject
So
to,
the easement you had before was with the property to the left?
it's a small white building. I think it's to the left. I think it's,
Lincoln Room.
the Lincoln Room. Yes, exactly.
The new building, the new
Yes.
hall.
Yes, the Lincoln Room. So, so the Lincoln Room is a tenant of the new owner who bought it from the same previous owner as us. So now we're all separate. And I proposed an easement potentially with a property further down. It's not an adjacent property. Just to throw something out there. I mean, I can't even get a response on that. So, I mean, they were agreeable to it, the other property was, but I don't even know if that's something like that would work where the properties are not adjacent, but they're close by. So I tried. I've been, and actually the Lincoln Room tenant, he was telling me he also has trouble getting in touch with Mr. Dixon at any point. So, I mean, I understand that there's maybe one planner for the entire town. It's kind of rough with scheduling, but radio silence is a little bit. I get sent to the same person usually. But
Think I'm good?
Yeah, do you need a copy of
Sure.
the?
Do you need a copy of anything?
We can take that copy.
yeah, you guys can keep that. What I will do before I go is I would just like the email.
Put it right there for you.
Oh, okay, so it's on this. Okay, so I will send over all the remaining pictures that I have. It's just pictures of more of the sort of condition and state of the building and then pictures of the overall parking and how it is, but I'm sure you can see that on the
Got it.
map. But yeah,
We'll take all this and with the notes and everything,
okay.
photos, and we'll let you know in a couple weeks our decision.
All right, sounds great. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you guys.
You too.
See
The
ya.
next one's outside too.
What? Was
Your
that
next one's outside as well.
for 20?
416 Harvard Ave.
Yes. Perfect.
Who's that?
You're up.
Go to Beth.
Slow it down.
Come on in, have a seat.
Have a seat.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Have a seat.
My name is Frank Capaldo and my brother John Capaldo. And we own 416 Hartford Avenue,
Alright.
known as the CNC Automotive.
Yep, we're gonna swear you in now first, okay? You solemnly swear and sincerely affirm as the case may be that the evidence you shall give concerning this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or upon penalty of perjury.
Yes, sir.
All right, continue on now.
Okay, start all over again. You already heard the first part anyway. So,
PNC.
yes. My name is, like I said, Frank, and my brother John Capaldo. We own it 416 Hartford Avenue. I want to thank you, all of you, to take a time to see us regard to the assessment. On 11/25/25, I spoke with the Paul Kennedy, which it was the quality evaluation that I supposed to call him. I went step by step. And I called and I explained it. My building needs a lot of repairs. It's across the street from the quarry, Tilcon. If you know, I'm sure you have heard about Tilcon from the dust and the blasting. My joists, they shake every time they blast the light. Okay? And that's the first big issue. Then I looked at the assessment and I looked at other properties around it. And my property has been assessed at 90. Just, you gotta give me time.
Take your time.
Was $90,820. I checked the three properties. I didn't want to do too much of it, but the next door, it's only 45,000 and change.
For the
Then I,
land, are you talking, Sir Frank? Are you talking about your land?
what's that?
Can I see what you're looking at?
Yeah, 426 Hartford.
Got it. There you go.
I only did it three. I'm sure if I do more, probably it'll be the same, lower than mine. But this other one is over here. It's a 769 North Amanda Road. And it's $14,000 increase. I already did it three.
You know, that is
And, oh, go ahead. You wanna say something?
done.
No, I got, then there is another one, 753 North Amanda Road, $62,000 increase. And what I'm gonna try to point it out to you, that my property, why it's so high, it's almost $91,000. And I feel with the repair that I need, it'll be way below what it is.
Can I see those
And-
other two as well? I'm just gonna note which properties that you're comparing to, so we can look at.
Which
those
one?
as
The
well.
one I did?
The both of them.
Oh, yeah.
Round. There you go.
Then if you're interested and you have the time, I don't want to impose on you, that I emailed the pictures of the damage the property needs a repair to Paul Kennedy. But we couldn't do, you could not talk to him. You had to do everything email. So I asked my wife to do it. She did it. We did 18 pictures for her. If you're interested, look at it. Look at it.
Sure.
If
Absolutely.
you want to keep it for a while, you can, but I don't want you to
Are
destroy
they the
it.
ones here that we have on
I
file?
think they are.
Those are the ones.
Okay.
Oh,
we
yeah,
do
we
have
have,
copies of
we
these.
do have copies of them.
Oh, okay, so Paul did give you a copy, because he said he wasn't going to. But that's okay, if you got copy, then I don't have to bother you with the rest of the,
Yeah, we'll look at these right now, but we'll give them back since we have copies.
all right, thank you.
Since they're already in the record.
Yeah.
We'll give them back to you. I'll take a look at them.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm looking at them.
There you are, there you are.
There's a party going on next door. I think.
I guess so.
We're the last ones to get invited.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say, we're not invited to it. Thank you, Kathleen. You wanna see this? No.
I'll flip through to see if there's anything that.
If Paul send it to you, they're all the same.
But I have a question.
Yep.
Why it is without property? Every year, when
Every
you know,
5
you
years.
do
Every 5
the,
years.
every 5 years, our property is always higher than everybody else. I mean, this has been a nuisance for years. And years ago, the town, it cost $3,000 to go to court. And the town it lost. I mean, I don't think we, as a taxpayer, we have to go through this ordeal every time there is a new assessment. I mean, this is something that the town, I know you are different people, is it gotta stop. Because it's not the right, this damage is being done by Tilcon, and if you look at my record, okay, we were here almost every week for the dust and the blasting, okay? I mean, if you people make us hard time the way you people have been doing, then I don't even know what the choice to go to court again. Because it's not fair what has been going on. And if you look all the property, even if you look at Tilcon, the area has been deteriorate more than what it used to be before. That's all we have in the area now is the churches and landscape. Now we even have on 306, which I think is an illegal number right across the street of the ball, that the ball own a parking lot. They park a trailer truck.
Burnt out cars,
I mean, it's a mess.
it's a junkyard
It's
in
a
plain
mess.
English.
So, I mean, somebody,
And that deteriorates
As I
your
said
property,
again,
we're almost next door.
every 5 years, we have different people, but you look at the paperwork, it's been going on all the time. Our property, I don't know what the reason is, if people, they do the new assessment, they go over there, they look at the property through local horse, they say, oh, this is a nicer building. But all of the damages there is done by the Tilcon company, which is still today, you people allow them to do illegal things.
I'm sorry, but when we say you people, we don't mean it. You, I just want to
No,
correct
no,
my
you're
not
brother.
us, not
I'm
us.
talking about the town council, the town manager,
You know,
and the mayor.
so,
So to
That's
answer
the
one of
many
your
people-
questions,
What's that?
Why does the value keep going up? And to answer that question is, property values are going up in the
I mean,
in the
I
last 5
dispute
years,
that,
right?
it should be
But that
go
was one
up
of
a
the
little
main
bit.
questions.
But why it's a 90,000 versus a 42,000 or 14,000
Market,
or
we're reading the market.
But that's
By
what you're
semi
here,
building.
right? So you
it's
brought
it's
us,
blocks.
you brought us the three comparisons right next door, right?
I
right
just
near you.
showed-
So I wrote them down, wrote the addresses down. So what we'll do, unless you have more information to give us, is we'll look at all those three properties and see if they are comparable, the same as yours.
they are in the
That's what
same-
our role is. We're
Yeah,
also
but
taxpayers.
Also, you have to consideration the work that I need to do.
They are, we have
And we take it
20
all into
we have
consideration.
a 28 square feet of the area that we cannot use. We had to stop and do body work because of the Tilcon company. Okay, I mean, you people are welcome to come over and then look at the property. I mean, we don't deny, the same thing happened the last time when I had to go to court. The assessor came over and they said to him, I said, what are you here? Oh, I have to look at the property because you guys took us to court. I says, I did it. You told me if you want to do anything about it, you gotta go to court. I didn't have no choice. So we end up in court and they turn it.
But this is not,
It's you know, it's unbelievable. I mean, if the property in the area, it will go all the same, more or less. You know, 2,000, 3,000. But when there is so much different, it's not fair.
block building is a block building.
So it's.
And I remember, not less than said, not 5 years ago, was it before that? We looked, the foot of, the building, per foot, what was mine, what was the Tilcon. And you know what was at the answer from the assessor's office? That building is bigger than yours, so we gotta assess it less. I said, but mine is, it's also smaller than others. It didn't make a sense. But
We'll
can
look
we
at-
do
we'll
this
look
every
at-
5 years?
Right.
I mean,
We're gonna take a look at everything.
You better take a look in hard, because,
it
I mean,
doesn't
if
make
I have to
sense.
go through what I did a few years back, I mean, it's not fair, what is gonna be done, but I will do it again. And I don't, and I
I don't
don't,
think it should
every
be,
5 years, it will stop.
I don't think we
This
should
is-
reach
this is
that point.
nuisance. This is nuisance, because I work hard for the money. I'm 82 years old and I'm still working.
I'm right
Good for
behind,
you.
I'm right behind you.
So, and, I don't like it wasting money to go to court to get a lawyer and appraisal, but if I have to do it, I don't have a choice. You know, it's.
I think if, I don't know if it's you or it's her that make a decision or as a group, but you,
It's a group that, it's our committee. We make the decision.
We make the decision based on,
right,
The
because
information
I
that
know
is
I met
the
her, and
decision
she's
of
the
the
new
very-
assessor.
I think,
Yeah.
I think you should have come down and taken a look at the property. I don't think I have anything else to
Seen
say.
it. I've been down there.
We're separate from the assessor's
I
office.
don't knock on your door when I go down there.
No, but you should, if you try passing, if you not let me know what's going on.
I can drive by.
So,
Where were you
I mean,
there?
If
I've
you,
been by it. I've been in your area.
Or you just went up and down the
I
street?
was out in at Tilcon's,
yeah, because there is a gate there at night, so
I
nobody
mean,
can.
I was just looking for their,
Yeah.
something that they say they have,
You know.
but I've been out there and I don't need to. I'm not gonna
No, I
announce
mean, you
myself
can
every
look
time I
at
go.
I mean, I'm not gonna tell anybody what to do,
You know, it's a-
because it's
It's a
not,
just, I mean,
it's
you
not my way
You
to tell
can-
people what to
You
do,
can
but
look at that record,
you should
I
be
mean,
able to
maybe
see
in a
what's
year,
going
I
on.
don't think it's been maybe in less than 5 or 10 years so that we didn't bother because there was not so much increase in the price, but before, we did all the time. And then you something, but as I said, if you, when we get a response from you people, if you think that I don't like it, then as I said, I don't like to spend the money.
Thank
But you don't.
thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Nice
Nice meeting you.
Thank
Nice meeting you. We're gonna take all
Take
this
care.
and we'll let you know in a couple of weeks our decision.
You're
Thank you very much.
We're not going to where I hope.
not going anywhere.
All right, see you later.
Thank you again.
Nice meeting you.
Yes.
See ya.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Fall within the winter time.
I know, we're getting closer.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like it this week.
Thank you again.
You're welcome.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
That's it.
Have a good one. Come on in. Got the next two?
So it's 4:30 and 4:40?
Yeah, so you got 3120 to 3180 Rolling Turnpike and 353 to 407 Alumni.
Yeah, promise I'll be as entertaining as.
Really hope.
Dare you. Retain. Okay.
All right, swear you in?
Oh, yeah, sure.
All right. You solemnly swear and sincerely affirm, as the case may be, that the evidence you shall give concerning this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God, or upon penalty of perjury.
I did, yeah.
Excellent. So 3120 Burlington.
Yeah, so I'm here for this one, and then the other one I'm kind of filling in last minute for someone I work with,
Yeah, that's.
John.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
353
he gave me
alumni.
some notes.
Okay.
So I should be willing to, at least give the high level details of that one.
All right, Berlin Turnpike. Let's go
Yeah,
down
Berlin
first.
Turnpike. Go. Yeah, so this is the shopping center, Walmart, anchor tenant, other tenants are Panera Bread, Staples, Chase Bank, among others. So this property got reassessed about 28.5 million, about $151 a square foot, about 188 square feet. Built
dates ranging from 1965 to 2005, various additions along the way. And so I looked at this property a couple ways. Properties like this generally are valued on the income approach, but I did look at to see if there were any comparable sales in the town. And there was one comp that I saw. It's not a perfect comp, but it is Newington Commons, 172-206 Kitts Lane. It's about 1.8 miles down the road. It sold for 15 million, or about $81 a square foot in 2024. So that's about just a little over half per square foot with this property. Got assessed that, reassessed that. This is anchored by Stop and Shop, also has Planet Fitness and Petco. This property did have considerable vacancy. It was 65% occupied, so 35% vacant when it sold. So certainly some adjustment would be required for that. But nonetheless, I think the price of $81 a square foot, substantially below the subject property's assessed market value per square foot. So, not saying it's apples to apples, but shopping center within the town that sold around the valuation date. I think it's point of data right there. And I just included some other information on the next page about that one sale. But yeah, I think these shopping centers primarily are valued based on the income approach. So I took a look at the calendar year 2024 INEs for this property, and it was about 90% occupied. I laid out the rent roll for you guys there. As mentioned, Walmart's the anchor tenant. They occupy about 132,000 square feet of the plaza. And so, being a 90% occupancy, that's stabilized. And so I basically took the stabilized INEs and I basically put those into an income approach. And I used a cap rate of 8%. And how I got the 8% was I looked at a couple surveys. RERC, which is a cap rate survey, they have for power center properties in the Hartford market. I know it's kind of general, but they have 7.9%. And then CoStar's, a little more specific, CoStar's Q3 2025 retail market report for the Newington submarket came at 8.5%. So, I use kind of between those two numbers on lower end. And then I just added 20 cents per square foot for reserves. And my income approach came out to 22.6 million, or about $120 a square foot. So it's about a $6 million delta between my income approach, which again is based on the actual 2024 stabilized financials. And also, I did consider that sale down the road. But yeah, you guys have any questions about that one?
There's a store, Halloween store that goes in seasonally.
Spirit.
Seasonally, right?
One of the Spirit
Yeah, it
Halloweens.
was a Spirit, next to Walmart.
For like a month,
What's that?
for like the one for a month, maybe just.
Yeah, it comes in for a couple months usually, whatever. Doesn't it usually come in there?
Yeah, so that's probably the vacant suite actually, because this is,
But there's no income reflected for that. That was the,
well, in this calendar year 2024, it would be reflected because they would be paying rent for a couple, the seasonal portion.
just not here.
I guess not. Oh, you're looking at the that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I actually.
it actually turned over really quickly. Those spaces there in that plaza, which is nice. The Staples.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't a long-term vacancy.
Correct. Compared to some that we've seen.
And the pad sites, what's that?
Compared to some that we've seen.
Yeah. Right across the street. Yeah. Okay. I
All
don't
right,
have any, but other than that, I don't have any questions.
I'm good for that.
And then the Newington Business Center, again, I didn't work on this one directly. I'm filling in for a colleague of mine. The main issue he mentioned for this one is, so there was a sale for about $45 million in 2022, which is basically what it got reassessed at, 44.8 million. At the time of the sale, it was 96% occupied. And as of the valuation date, it was 23% vacant, so what's that, 77% occupied? So I don't know if that was considered, added vacancy, but, I think that combined with rising interest rates, probably the higher cap rates, that would, it probably wouldn't sell for what it sold. So that's kind of what I'm getting at. And so he put together, an income approach for the 622,000 square feet. He used 6.5%, 10% vacancy and collection loss. Again, it's about 22% actually. And 17% for expenses. And he used the cap rate. He has, yes, prompts to back these up. But anyway, our numbers, 34,530,000. But again, the big thing with this one is that sale. It's a pretty sizable data point from 2022. And the only changes to the property since then are a lot more vacancy. And I think macro sense, probably cap rates are a bit higher.
Mhm.
All right,
Perfect.
Thank you.
thank you guys so
Yeah.
much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. We're gonna take all this information and.
Not as entertaining, but.
Yeah, I'll try better next time.
I'll
All
let you know in a couple of weeks.
right, appreciate it.
Thank you so
Have a
much.
good rest of the night.
See ya.
We're gonna go to recess. Recess?
Yes.
We're going.
75 Kits Lane, let's go there.
Okay,
410 Kits Lane.
410.
Oh, yeah, yes, I got his,
Their address.
well, he was getting email. Well, I kind of got the gist. It's kind of,
75 kits.
yep,
So the town, shouldn't they be getting back to him though, if he's trying to?
he had a agreement. So I'm crossing.
Well, I think honestly, so if the agreement didn't carry over to the next owner,
Right.
I asked zoning about this.
then, yeah, and he's gone to zoning and it's, you need to have that many parking spots, whatever it
Right.
is. I think honestly, that's why he paid less for that building. Not only the condition, but the.
The
fact-
condition is bad, it's already in poor condition.
What do they call it? Square footage on it.
It's pretty big.
We have it in, it's income right now, you're valuing it right now?
Yeah, we have it.
Yeah, because cost is poor, it's D poor.
Yeah, I'm gonna,
Yeah,
give me two, so
so-
I'm printing these for her, and then I will.
37,000, dear.
And then I will have,
37.
30,
It's a long building.
and you got, what do you say, 30 spots?
You know, to buy a building for 300,000, even though it needs build out, it needs that stuff done.
So he thinks it's worth, let's go there.
Using up that many parking spaces at the time of
He
purchase.
says 300.
He says it's 300. So you bought it for 300?
295.
What's half off? So you have it at, we have it at 606?
Yeah.
He got a reduction.
yeah, we adjusted the vacancy between 5% to 40%.
I was looking for the number of deeded.
And I think that what really was causing some of the higher increase is that court stipulation agreement that went from 500 to 245. During the last reading.
Say that part again?
There was a court agreement for the last rebound that went from 500,000 down to 245,000.
Okay.
And he bought it in 2021 with that damage already done.
Yeah.
For 300.
So he's got,
And it's not the town preventing him from this,
yes,
it's what was originally deeded and the agreement that was in place with the prior owner no longer in place.
And it's hard because it was the
here's the
prior
deed
owner
right
bought
here.
it off foreclosure. So
Okay,
there's a
Saw
long,
that.
So here's
there's a
the
long
deed.
sordid history of this, on this property.
Any restriction of anything covenants.
1999, 735.
And easements of record zoning. Yeah,
And the owner does his business in there, correct?
Yeah.
And that is what?
I don't know what he does in there.
Just curious.
so he's trying to get ample parking. Lisa,
Well, he's had to turn down opportunities to rent it out because there's not enough parking for the businesses that want to come in.
Even with, there is a 50% functional obsolescence
Already in place.
in there.
Wow. Tough building.
Can you put pickleball on there?
Trust me, I thought about it. As you were saying, but it's all those little offices. It doesn't seem like he has a problem with the back. It's the front at the school, plumbing. Oh, wait,
It
what is
seems like
it?
if he gets the parking, if he fixes the parking, he'd be fine.
And fixes up the inside.
Parking.
The business that gets in there.
Yes. Fix the parking first, but. Man,
What vacancy, what percentage of vacancy do you have, Matt?
40%, I think. Yeah, what's the vacancy you got?
We
40?
have both the vacancy and operating expenses at 40%.
Was this an office building?
Yeah, I mean, if you add like, hold on. I mean, if I were to add like a 5% external obsolescence, that would bring you to a market of 591 per foot.
That's a little off. Do you think he?
And then if you were to do even 10% external,
But it originally was 530, then they dropped it to 424.
Yeah, the appraisal company did.
that brings you, so 5% and then doing a 10% would bring you to 513,100. If you moved it to the cost of the added 10%
External,
external obsolescence.
And then chain, all right.
I mean, that's an assessment of 359,170.
Wait, so three things. So changing it to cost.
Change it to cost, 10%
Yep,
external obsolescence,
yep, yep. And then change paving to pour.
change the paving to pour.
What-
Stand by.
Yeah. And then what would the 100% value be?
so go from 513,100 to whatever that adjustment.
That didn't change.
Okay.
Well, value of the outbuilding.
Hold on, let me actually change it to the cost approach.
It's like,
Fascinating.
Wow. The pickle.
It does not, apparently the paving doesn't change.
Interesting.
Yeah.
all right. You know, at the 10% external obsolescence, I mean, is valued 115,100. Changing it to cost, I think, yeah, at the cost.
Okay.
With the 10% external obsolescence.
Would give, yeah,
Right, I move to modify the value method to cost, adding the external, 10% external obsolescence, bringing total value to 513,100. And
The assessment would, so. the
would
assessment-
be,
359,170.
thank you.
I will second that.
Third,
Good. Call the vote, all in favor? All opposed, passes.
the letter that's from the town planner. I can't imagine them not getting back to him.
Or just walking in and talking to them, sometimes that's all you gotta do.
Sometimes.
For
416 Hartford Ave.
416, yep. That's the one, right? That's the one.
Drove by the one on Day Street, by the way.
Oh,
You
I printed
did?
those, let me go get them for you.
You
Oh,
did? Thank you. Danielle's getting the properties, the
Oh,
gentleman brought in to compare.
Oh, okay. Oh, I should have looked at it. You didn't tell me.
Right, she printed it for you.
she printed it.
You drove by Day Street, but it hasn't been raining, I mean, not.
No, I just.
You could've done last
just
night.
Watching the lay of the.
You could have drove by last night.
I couldn't.
Thank you. All right, so, you guys ready to go on to 416 Hartford Ave?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, yeah, Hartford Ave. Okay,
Go.
so Frank and John, Frank brought in 3 comparables you wanted
Yes,
us
he
to
did.
look at.
All right, so go. So commercial garage.
So he's a commercial garage,
So what are you bringing?
and he was stating specifically that his land was priced much higher than his neighbors.
So 426 Hartford Ave, what do we got here?
426 Hartford Ave was one that he said, land value 138, total market value 196.7, he's at 328.5. So you tell me, I'm gonna tell you the size of his property, how that, and you're gonna compare it for us.
So 426 Hartford Ave, commercial garage. We are.
This one's 4550 square feet.
He does have a 10% influence on his land for condition.
So he's 0.63, this is 0.68.
Okay,
Okay.
1877.
and how about this, how about his square footage, how big is he? Or how big is the
I'm
comparable?
looking now.
His comp is 1624.
All right, and he's 4550,
Yep.
so that's a pretty big difference there.
All right.
What's the land?
Sorry. The land. 138, right? 138, 300?
Okay, he's at 152.6.
Okay.
The other, next one is 769 North Mountain.
Yep. This is a warehouse.
Yep, and he's a garage, but also much smaller.
Yep. 2982 square feet.
So
And the land is 95,000.
this one, okay. All right, go ahead, next one.
And 753 North Mountain Road. This is a commercial garage.
Yep,
This is 1.5 acres
Oh, that's a lot more.
and the land is 110,400.
okay.
And this is 5,940 square feet.
All right, a little bit bigger. That's Joe's Coronado.
Yep.
Bigger property, bigger building,
Yes.
Joe.
Yep. There you go.
What's his building size? Let's see.
He is
I see the.
4550. That's it. What's Joe's?
No, I know Joe's.
What's
But I-
the, let me just look at that, the value,
So
536,100.
so
Yeah, so
Joe,
he's valued much higher.
yeah, Joe, he's C average and this guy's C minus average.
For the cracks.
61.3, 628.
77.
What's in place for the land on this one, Dana? You said there was something late, or was it his comp that was?
Yeah, he's got a 10% influence for condition and a 15% external obsolescence.
There you go.
Um,
And it looks like I have him,
How many bays did he have?
it's interesting, 426 Hartford Ave. We're using the cost approach on that one.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. $416 Hartford Ave. If you change that to the cost approach, what happens?
It goes up.
Where did I say that? You want 184, 540. What's you thinking? So what he brought in, so what are the comps?
My thinking is that, you know, it's already a C minus average.
Yep.
Um, and I get it that there's noise and there's shaking and, but that's been there forever. So I don't think that's changed
Yep,
since they bought it.
yep.
And the pictures don't. For the garage. The comps, I think, are in alignment with where he's priced at for what he's got. Do I look at these, Jake?
Yeah, we can see.
These are the 3 properties that he brought in. What they're estimating value to be of 184.5, is way too, is very, very low.
It's right there.
Right, check in or? Just, you wanna go? She'll go around? She'll come around.
This is the best one, right next door almost, right?
Which one is that?
Way
Is that,
smaller, the, 426.
those are. Yes. But it's a much smaller building.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm just.
I'm not seeing anything that would institute a change.
Okay.
What
And I
they
get,
do-
I mean, it's just markets increase. And if they went on the market right now. They're getting a lot more than 184.
Yeah, they're going two, right?
Well, it's,
No, I mean, they'd get more. It depends. on
It's-
where
it's-
it's-
Well, it's gonna get three.
350 is appraised at, so.
Yeah,
It's 328.
328.5.
I go, yeah. 330, yeah, they're gonna get more than that.
So make a motion, we don't change anything?
You just made a motion?
Yeah.
I'll second that.
Get a motion.
Yeah, second, yep,
All in favor?
call the vote, all in favor?
Aye.
All, yep, all opposed,
We tried.
passes. Here we go. See this one? Who's here?
It's moving in.
Your next one is here.
450?
Oh.
Yeah, 240 and 181 paid roads, you're 450 and $5.
450. Is that what we're doing first?
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll just sign this.
The book, switch books. Oh, no, same book.
Oh, thank God, it's 5:00.
It's fine, so.
Hi,
Ready?
how are you?
Hello.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
240 Payne Road? Very well.
Ready?
So I'm gonna turn for the property owner.
There you go, never mind then.
I already swore.
There you go, go right ahead then.
Okay, so this is a heavy manufacturing property. It's 7 acres, 94,000 square feet. And it is the home of a manufacturer of couplers for excavators. I don't know what that means, but it's heavy.
Sounds like it.
Doesn't sound that fun.
No. So the value went up to 4.555. And we just think that that's a bit high. It's 1986 construction, it's 2 stories. We have 2 comps that we want to share with you that are not sales, but they're other properties that are nearby and similar and where they're assessed. So one is 170 Payne Road. So that one is 7 acres, 1 building, 74,000. So it's smaller square footage wise. That's at 4.18. And then there's 275 Richard Street, which is heavy manufacturing. It's actually on 15 acres. So it's significantly larger lot, little bit smaller building. And it's, 4.9, so not that far off compared to how much bigger the lot is. So those are our 2 comps that we wanted you to have a look at, and I can give you the field cards for those if that's helpful.
Sure. Let's take those.
Definitely.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll take those. You have copies
Yes.
of these?
Mhm.
Perfect. I'll take those. Perfect.
And that's really all
So
I have.
from the purchase in 2024 of 8 million, you think it's devalued that much?
Well, I'd like to think my client overpaid. But if you look at the comps, they support that. I mean, they're similar heavy manufacturing, similar square footage. So we think that it should be lower. I understand what you're saying.
Gotcha.
Okay, 181 Payne Road. This is a smaller, much smaller. This is like an automotive kind of use, but It's 5,000 square feet. The lot is 0.72 acres. And it's a service garage use. And we have two comps on that one. So we have 509 Main Street, which is a commercial garage, it's 0.79 acres, so it's actually bigger. And that one is at 263. Ours got about a 30% increase this reval. And it's at 323 now, so that one's back down 50 degrees closer, much closer to where it was before. And then 120 Willard, a commercial garage, same exact size, acreage wise, and similar use, that's 303, so just a little bit more than what this one was previously, so we think we should be somewhat closer to those other two. And I'll have those for you as well. 509 Main. 120 Willard.
Thank you so much.
That's pretty much all I have.
Just looking to see how many tenants are, here we go. Makes sense, and I don't have any questions on this one, just want to make sure we have it all.
Perfect.
All right, thank you
Good.
very much.
Very good. All right, thank you so much. We'll take all this information. Well, like in a couple of weeks, our decision.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you very
Take
much.
care.
Have a good night.
The next one is the 510 1583 Southwest Road.
510.
510.
I was gonna say, either you're a pilot.
Or he's moving in.
Moving in. Something like that.
Wants to show up.
No, I just flew in from DC, so.
Oh.
For this?
Yeah.
For this? Wow.
Oh, wow. When you're ready. I swear you
Thank you.
in. Thank you so much. Thank you.
How was TSA? How was your
Easy.
TSA? Good.
Easy. Oh, I was shocked.
That was excellent.
I was at the airport too.
Oh.
I was participating.
Oh.
I have to take my jacket off.
You can do whatever.
Whatever you like.
Courtyard. What Southeast Road, where's this one? By the
By
mall?
the mall.
By the mall? Yeah. I was recently there for business after hours.
Just gonna swear you in. And will you start? Do you solemnly swear and sincerely affirm, as the case may be, that the evidence you shall give concerning this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God, or upon penalty of perjury.
I did.
Excellent. All right, now you can start.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome. Would you like one for the assessor?
Yeah, I think, is it everything that was submitted?
No, it's
Okay.
different.
Thanks.
Well, it's not much, there's more. Wood red.
It's on a thicker paper.
Good afternoon, my name is Elliot Thompson. I'm a managing director with Jones Lang LaSalle in the Hotel and Hospitality Group. Prior to becoming associate with Jones Lang LaSalle with Marriott for 18 years doing the same type of work. I'm responsible for properties from Virginia to Maine and California and Illinois.
Wow,
Uh,
keep busy.
yeah, yeah. I've testified before court and before jurisdictional boards such as yourself. Taken the Appraisal Institute courses and the IAA courses. So the subject property, the first page is just obviously the appeal application. The second page is my letter of authorization. And the case begins on the third page, which is Courtyard House of Farmington. The parcel number is 01-098-000, and the unique number is Q2442750. The property is located at 1583 Southeast Road. It was constructed in 2005. There are 119 keys. The gross revenue in 2019, and the reason why I referenced that, there were a number of properties. I was in Windsor last year, and the properties hadn't returned to stabilization yet. So in 2019, the actual gross revenue, 5,125,93. In 2025, the actual gross revenue, $6,550,970, and the NOI for those time periods, 2019, 2,091,343, and for 2025, 2,578,125. So there's no question that this property has returned to stabilization. So what I did was capitalize the actual income. 9 months, the date evaluation is 10/1/2025. So I have 9 months of 2025 revenue and 3 months of 2024 revenue. I've also completed analysis for the full calendar year 2025, and it'll be in my packet. So the enrolled assessment is 15 million for 2025, 15,962,310. Fair market, that is a 70% ratio state, so 22,803,300. And I'm proposing a revised assessment of 14,644,350, and which translates to a fair market value of 20,925,500. The first bullet is just a description of the property. As I stated, it's comprised of 119 guest rooms, 350 square feet of event space. Courtyards, a select service property, they don't have a lot of meeting space. So that's typical for Courtyards property. It has a restaurant that serves breakfast, appetizers, and light dinner entrees such as cheeseburgers. It's not, they are full dinner entrees. It has a business center, a market, an indoor pool, and a fitness center. So I typically sit to discuss business value. I only have 10 minutes, so I don't have enough time to do that today. So, but that was all this, these other bullets really pertain to. But the last bullet pertains to surveys that I used to balance my expanding investment when I built my cap rate. So I had the 2025 PwC fourth quarter investor survey, excuse me, which bifurcates hotels by luxury, upper upscale, full service, select service, and limited service tiers. And also a CoStar market cap rate, which drills down to this sub-market specifically. As you know, CoStar, or you may not know, CoStar purchased Smith Travel Research, and so their database tripled overnight. So. Next page is the subject property start. I don't know if you're familiar with this document. This is generated by Smith Travel Research, and it basically helps the manager see how they're operating in comparison to the members of their competitive set. on the following page, you'll see those members of the competitive set. There's the Courtyard Hartford Farmington, which is the subject. The Homewood Suites by Hilton Farmington. Residence Inn Hartford Avon. Best Western Hartford Hotel and Suites. The Hampton Inn and Suites Hartford Farmington. Holiday Inn Express Newington. And the Wood Spring Suites Newington. The competitive set, it is what it is. There are select service properties here. The two extended stay, they really aren't direct comparable, but they are competitive. Let me go back to the facing page so we can see how the property is operating in comparison to its competitive set. And I'm referencing this too.
Okay.
Previous page,
Right.
highlights.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oops. Oops. So I'm gonna be in the third group of indices that has year to date as a caption. And I'm reading from the 2025 column. So the subject property has a occupancy of 80%, and the competitive set, not including the subject property, has a aggregate occupancy of 69.9%. So the subject exceeds that competitive set by 14.4%. Anything over 100% is excessive. Exceeds. Anything below means that the competitive set is operating superior to the subject. The next group of indices is the average daily rate, the year to date for 2025, 179.91. The competitive set 135.32. And so it has a 33% premium. And it's number 1 out of 7. And finally, the revenue per available room, or RevPAR, which is the most important indices for hotels, especially select service, because they generate most of their revenue through the rooms line. 143.9.
Yes.
And 94.8. And exceeds the competitive set by 52.1%. And that's why I said you really can't. All of these properties, especially the Holiday Inn Express, Best Western, Wood Spring Suites, those aren't really direct comparable. So then it shows up in the star report. The next pages are calendar year by month, calendar year 2024, and calendar year 2025. And I summarized all that data on this page here. It says actual operating statement, 24, 25. I apologize for not numbering.
That's okay.
So this is a blend.
You said the actual operating?
Yes, it says 2024, 2025. You can see that.
Yep. Got it.
There we go.
This is the statement with the 9 months of 2025 and the 3 months of 2024. I'm not gonna read every line, because I only have 10 minutes. Total revenues, $6,550,970,000. You see the various expenses, departmental, but you see the rooms line, like I stated, 94% of all the revenue is flowing through the rooms line. Departmental expenses, $1,334,780. Unallocated expenses, $1,634,759. Fixed expenses, management fee, they earned no incentive management fee. There is a franchise fee associated with this operation. It is franchise of Courtyard. Property insurance, personal property tax, and reserve for replacement. So the aggregate operating expenses are $3,972,845. The net operating income is $2,578,125. And you see the occupancy and average daily rate. and the number of units. As I stated, I used the band, next page, following page. I used the band of investment to build my cap rate. I have a 7.25% interest rate. My equity cap 65/85, a loan to value ratio. My equity capitalization rate is 9.6. Just this jurisdiction's assessment ratio is 70%. I didn't know the tax rate, so I had to use the tax rate, the prior 3.998. I don't know if it's been approved yet.
It's not.
And so I have a 9% overall rate and I have a 2.8% tax load. So my overall capitalization rate is 11.8%. So I used the net operating income 2 million, or utilized, employed the net operating income of 2.578125. I capitalized it, just a direct capitalization, 11.8%. And so my indicated value is 21,855,000. I deduct the personal property value of $934,560. And so I have rounded an indicated value of the real property of 20,920,500, or $175,000 per ounce. Put that page to the side. The next page, the 2025 indices. And so my 2024, 2025 blended was 2,578,000, and the 2025 net operating income is 2,565,000. And that's not uncommon for 2025 calendar year. The income has been following predominant in most of throughout the country. I'm using the same 11.8% cap rate, so I have 20,809,500 in comparison to the 20,920,000. It's just about the same number. So as I stated, I have an overall rate of 9% for my cap rate. I looked at the PwC investor survey. Begins with this. The problem with this is it's a national survey. It's not unique to this submarket, but you can see the overall cap rate for select service, the average was 9.45. And the following page is the Hartford Central Business District South, which is comprised of 74 properties. You can see that this property, the courtyard, is classified as an upscale. I highlighted that for you. Property, and the blue line is the upscale, upper mid-scale Hartford Central Business District South. And that, as of October 2025, was 9.3%, the cap rate. So I thought that my choice of a 9.900 cap rate was fair. And that is my presentation for the day. Did it make it under 10 minutes?
I don't know,
Excellent.
but it was very well put together.
It was
So
excellent.
it was worth a couple extra minutes.
Yeah,
I've done this before.
yeah,
I think so.
yeah. It was an excellent presentation. We'll take all this. I'm good.
I'm good. No, I will definitely take time to look at that. It's very well organized.
Yeah,
So,
we will take time.
Thank you very much.
Good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll let you know in a couple weeks. Our
Cool.
decision.
Cool.
Thank you. Good rest of your night.
Yes.
So are you staying there tonight?
No, I'm staying at the Hartford, the Hartford, the Marriott.
Hartford?
Yeah, in Windsor.
Oh, Windsor, by the airport.
Yeah, so my flight's early tomorrow morning, so. Thank you.
Thank you.
There's a Doro's marketplace that has good food. Right near there. It's pretty good. It's
Okay.
called Doro's.
Dora's, I'll
Or if you want to
remember
go
it.
bowling, there's a really nice place.
Oh, really?
No, I'm serious.
10?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. What's the name of it? It's, the big one, it's Bristol too. Right next door to Doro's. What's the name of the bowling?
Sorry.
You can't miss it. It's
Okay,
on 175. You can't miss it,
okay.
but it's a good spot.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. Like,
Recess?
they don't.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right?
Those are good grades. Just looking at them, like, those look good.
Alright, you guys are left.
I'm sorry, 28 Kirkham?
Yes.
Okay.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and sincerely affirm, as the case may be, that the evidence you shall give concerning this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or upon penalty of perjury?
I solemnly swear. Whatever, I swear, I do.
Excellent. That's what I need to hear.
Sorry, I didn't know what you wanted.
All right, so what can you tell us about your property?
Okay, so the first thing that I did when I was trying to do like analysis on the comp to feel if I thought it was like fair or not, I looked right at the street because I figured that's the first area to look. I have a printout of the comps from like the entire street, so I did every property that was on Kirkham Street so the information there is available on the website that they think the third party used. And basically I just looked and it looked like that I was getting priced a little bit higher than I felt they should be in terms of dollars per square footage. So there was one house on the street that I felt was a very strong comparison at 19 Kirkham Street. They were assessed at 203 flat. We were assessed at 232. They were built the exact same year in 1920. They're 3-bed, 2-bath. They have about 40 more square footage than us. I call it a wash, about the exact same square footage. So to my eyes, as like an owner, it's the perfect comp. Everything matches. And they're assessed 30,000 less than us.
You paid 365 last year?
That was, yes, we overpaid. We found a lot of issues once we bought the house that honestly, that our assessed person didn't really get much for. They didn't find any of the stuff. So yeah, I feel like a lot of the time you buy a house these days, you have to overpay.
You bought it for 365, but the town is valuing you for 331.
I understand. And I felt if I sold it on market now, I'd have to get less for it. You know, I'm not really understanding why the rest of the street is getting like square footage priced so much less than ours when the comps line up, you know? So that just, it feels like a discrepancy in the exact street, not just the area. So that was really what I took issue. Oh yeah, you can take a look. And let's see. That was the first area that I looked so I figured I would start with that.
Okay, I was looking at square foot size house. I'm just gonna write down one address to look at. This is the 19 Kirkham is similar size.
It's
I
a
just
pretty
wanna
much,
see.
yeah, exact same year construction, pretty much the exact same size, and to me, an exact same bed bath, so.
Can we take a copy of this?
Oh, absolutely, you could take it. I only have one copy, but I. Oh, yeah, that's fine.
We'll put it toward the record.
Yeah, so that was the first thing I did was I just saw that.
then I did a comparison based off of like similar attributes for the street to try to, so the first one, I know you're making a copy of it now, sorry, I should have printed out more for you guys.
No, that's fine.
I did assess like a comparison based off of like the year the house was constructed, so 1920. A lot of those houses on that street are around the same age, so there's like 3 of them that were constructed exactly at that year. There's one that's 1927. So I just did like square foot, dollars per square foot comparisons to those houses and what the town assessed those at.
It's a cute house.
Yeah.
So if you had to put it, so if you had to sell your house again, or if you had to sell your house, what do you think you'd put on the market for?
I would probably list it for like, I would go higher, if I'm being honest with you. I'd list it for 315. I think I'd probably get 300, if I'm being honest with you, take a 65 loss.
300.
That's, yeah, so I'm just going off of what I would list to what I actually expect to receive. The main reason, the roof is a lot of the stuff that needs to be done on the house. The boiler is 25 years old. That's on its last leg. Like so, I mean, I have a picture of it here. I don't know that, I know it's in crappy, it's not a good picture. Our printer's black and white, so this is the best I had. There's like 4 different rooms that have water damage coming in on the roof. The roof is about 15 to 20 years old. So boiler, I don't know, maybe 10,000 to get fixed, replaced. Roof, I consider maybe around 20 today's. This is just one picture of the water damage of one of
Since
the
you
roofs.
bought it, or was like that when you bought it?
Since I bought it from this winter. We had
Yeah,
this,
it's the same thing.
we had this,
Stamps.
4 different rooms.
Ice dams.
Different parts of the house, and it was ice dams and other things, so it's just, yeah,
Best thing I ever bought was a roof rake.
so roof,
Really.
thank you. Yeah, so roof rake that,
Thank you.
what else, we were looking at even doing like little, heating strips on the edge so that we can melt the dam instead of a rake, just because the insulation is horrible there. So, yeah, that's what we found. So, yeah, I mean, the comps is the main argument I was looking at, and then just there's a lot of costly repairs that the house needs, and there's damage that's sustained since. So those were the 3 things that I was looking at least as a homeowner. And
Do the splits give heat or just AC? The split.
it's just, so we have a split back system that provides some cooling. It doesn't really do heat. There's a radiator system for heat.
Okay.
There's a lot of mismatched temperatures throughout the house. The attic has horrible insulation. That's also another thing.
Oh, do you have mini splits in your house?
Yeah,
Yeah, split back system.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's not full central air.
yeah. It's nice.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm pretty good. Gary, you're good?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Excellent. All right. We will take all this information. We'll decide later, and within probably 2 weeks, we'll send you a letter and we'll let you know our decision.
Okay, well, I appreciate you guys' time. Thanks for coming out. Enjoy those grapes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Anybody?
Yes.
Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you guys. Appreciate all the work you do for the town.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm
Have a good night.
out there,
You too.
80 Brook Street. Skipping one, going to 540 80 Brook Street.
80 Brooks.
Hello, hello. 80 Brook.
Good evening, folks.
Good
Have
evening.
a seat. Swear you in.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Thanks for coming.
So my name is Jim Sisanic, and my wife Barbara and I are the current residents.
Great.
So
Put your right hand. Very good. Do you solemnly swear and sincerely affirm, as the case may be, that the evidence you shall give concerning this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or upon penalty of perjury?
I do.
Excellent. Can you tell us about your property?
My house at 80 Brook Street is in need of 3 major upgrades.
Okay.
Before even considering a $300,000 market value or even considering putting it on sale. The 3 major projects include a circular driveway, which was installed back when my dad built a home back in the early 1950s. There's a wraparound concrete patio from the front door to the side door with circular stairways, both front and back. And there's a brick wall, some of which is already collapsed. The other one is being held by Quikrete. And then the other major project is the roof, which was installed personally by myself back in the mid-1980s. And it had a 40-year warranty from Cashway Lumber,
Wow.
which has since been out of
Walk
business.
down,
Yeah.
bring it down to your house from there.
But unfortunately, Cashway is now a junkyard.
I know.
Yeah. So basically, I have plenty of photographs, which I took to show just how bad each one of these
Sure.
areas is.
Sure.
And I also got estimates from City Paving here in Newington.
Yeah.
City Paving in Newington, Zamis Roofing in Newington, and a Duncan Concrete Construction Company in Rocky Hill.
Do you have copies of these or these are your own?
Can I-
Those are my own.
Can I make copies of those?
Yes, you
for
can.
them?
Yes, you
Yeah.
may. Sure. That driveway, which again goes back to the 1950s, is just full of cracks and potholes. I mean, you could just see how bad the walls are, the patios. It's just a total disaster. Even the front stairway needs to be replaced because it's sinking in. And that's basically why I'm here, because I'm looking at close to $50,000 in repairs. And there's no way I could ever sell this house just based on that. You know, I have no intentions of selling anytime in the near future. My wife and I, our combined monthly income is under $2,700. That's based solely on Social Security and a small pension. The house is all electric, so we have these exorbitant electric bills every month, along with close to a $6,000 property tax. So we're basically hanging in there, but if our taxes go up more than thousands of dollars, then we're gonna be in real trouble. I mean, I'll have to be honest, I get offers in a mail all the time from these companies here in the Hartford area, looking to buy my house as is.
The card.
So that's what I was wondering, that's a scam.
Throw it
Not
away.
doing me any favors.
Pardon?
Throw it
Not
away.
doing me any favors.
Yeah. What I find interesting is one comes from a company in Westport.
Mm,
I mean, that's
I
like,
know, we've
Everyone
seen
else
people
figured-
brought them in and they're like.
Yeah, the cards,
See, they don't
throw
have a
them
company
away.
name on them, it's just.
yeah,
they
they're
give you
usually a
the
post
name.
office box.
Yeah.
Bunch of people to call, and they
I
go in
know,
and they.
don't do it.
Don't do it.
Well, so in any case, that's basically the bottom line. I showed you the photo. Oh, I have my estimates here. One comes from City Paving here in town.
Yep.
It's a $1,100, I'm sorry, 11,000. And then
I was gonna say, I'd be calling them up.
No.
I would call him right now.
It was 11,325 for the driveway.
That's just the driveway.
That's
and
the
it's a
driveway.
Circular.
That's the circular driveway. So because we live on a corner, my father built the driveway connecting both streets. So, and I showed that in the first
Yeah,
photo.
in the picture.
Zaman Roofing, which is also here in Newington, gave me an estimate of close to $9,000.
For the roof.
It's not bad, actually. It's expensive, but for a ranch,
Well, that's because we also have a peak on one end of
Yeah.
our house.
roofs are just expensive. I mean,
Yeah,
we did ours in 2020.
is that right? And then Rosito Masonry in Rocky Hill gave me an estimate for all the concrete brick work of $27,100. And that's because they have to do all the demolition of the patio, the front and side stairways, which are also all concrete, the walls themselves.
Side work's a lot of money.
This is.
Okay.
But I only got one estimate for each case because I figured it's,
Yeah.
Well, they're reputable place, reputable.
I was concerned about that reputation. I know, I never heard of Zam, but I did know City Paving.
Yeah, city did ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's basically it. That's all I really, why I came here.
Yeah.
It's pretty cut and dry.
Is that Zaman? Is that what that? is that
Yes.
what it is? Can I see that real
Yes, you
quick?
can.
They
quite
bought-
frankly,
Right, but they bought a house on Southwood. And chickens.
So at this time, I could never sell this house as is. I mean, on the market for 300,000 plus.
Well, you could, they still sell them as is, but
Yeah, I know. Well, I meant I could not sell it on the open market for $300,000.
Thank you.
And that's even the lawns. I think she told me that you don't consider the lawns, but my whole front yard back there would have to be re-landscaped. Because my father didn't exactly do a great job back in the 50s. So that's basically it. I'm just want to get right down to the point.
All right.
Like I said, we don't make much money and we barely are hanging in there with the electric bills. Because this house is all electric.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, when you get $1,000 electric bill after the months of the years.
All right, once we get those
Wait for your
photos,
pictures.
yeah, once you get those photos,
You could.
we're all set.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm all set.
any other questions?
no, you did a good job.
We're all good. Thank you very much.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it sweet.
Once we get those photos and everything, we'll take a look at everything
Sure.
and within 2 weeks, we'll. mail
And if you have any
order.
additional questions, feel free to call. I'm retired, so I'm home.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, folks.
Yeah, we'll let you know in a couple weeks, our decision,
Okay.
and we'll go from
All
there.
right,
Just
appreciate it.
remember your photos when they come back.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you for
It was nice
coming
meeting
in.
you.
You too.
Take care.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Go.
Call it up.
2368 Berlin Turnpike.
Go.
Town has value of 1.639. Town believes it should be 1.13.
Mhm.
Okay, without having an appraisal on hand.
Mhm.
And nothing brought. With the appellant.
Yep.
To show, to prove otherwise, I make a motion to deny.
I will second that. Call the vote, all in favor,
Aye.
all opposed, passes. Five 48 Street.
548 Cedar, Pelham State's, first let me say, Pelham State's value of 800, town has 1.337. And again, with no, presence, no appraisal present. And submitted documentation being of area, but not in the immediate area.
Yep.
I would move to deny.
Yep, I'll second that. Call the vote, all in favor,
Aye.
all opposed, passes.
There you go.
And then the last one, 2601 Berlin Turnpike.
2601 is the third Dunkin' Donuts on the Berlin Turnpike. This is appellant's opinion of value, 950,000, down 1.56. The appellant did provide the same documentation as the others with comparable sales. But the income approach are irrelevant and also no appraisal present, so I'm gonna move to deny.
Yep, I'll second this one too. Call the vote, all in favor,
Aye.
all opposed, passes. Go with this book.
Yes.
Danielle, then we're all caught up, right, till today?
Now you're caught up.
Good. This week, excellent.
All right. So there's possible we can still have one more person come in,
The
but
550, yeah,
let's go back up to Shake Shack. No, I'm sorry,
we'll wait for the no-show, we'll do the no-show,
at the end.
yes.
Okay,
Never know.
okay.
Never
So
know.
West Hartford Seal Coating. Personal
Nope.
property.
Did that
We
one.
already decided.
We did
Did
that one,
416 Hartford Ave.
yep,
You have not done 3120 to 3180.
Okay.
let's do that one, 3120 Berlin Turnpike. Oh, yeah, this was the Walmart Plaza, right? So Danielle, what's your thoughts on this one?
I mean, it was only a 9% increase, and they really have not experienced the same vacancy that many
Yeah.
of the other plazas have.
Yeah, it's very quick
experienced.
turnover in there.
There is a lot of quick turnover, and they have income. They admitted that there's income they don't.
That wasn't reported on the temporary space used for Halloween.
Yep.
Um, Yeah, and this is the kind of property, like you can't make any decision without an appraisal.
Yep, I totally agree with that.
So I move to deny.
I will second that. Let's call the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Passes. $353 Alumni Road,
Big building.
big, yes, big building. it's kind of the same thing. There was no,
Manufacturing, he says 23% vacancy.
Yep.
They purchased it in 2022 for more than
45.5 million.
it's currently valued at.
Yep,
For that reason, I move to deny.
I will second it. Call the vote, all in favor,
Aye.
all opposed, passes. $240 Payne.
Interesting on this one is the appellant's valuing estimate is 3.15. They bought it in 2024 for 8 million.
Yes.
And there's no appraisal.
Yep,
I move to deny.
I will second that. Call the vote, all in favor,
Aye.
all opposed, passes. $181 Payne.
Yeah, this was, not familiar with this building.
Two commas. Here are the two commas you'd rather.
Right, but it's the income approach, so this
Yeah, I know.
isn't really
Yep.
relevant.
Mhm.
I'll put it in the book.
So this is a service garage, average good, C. C, average good, yep, income. 323,
That, I mean, it's below average for increase at 29.5%.
correct.
There was no mention of vacancy, right? It's occupied fully?
Yes.
No one overhearing, yeah. Right here, rest of the. Yeah, looks like 2 seconds.
I mean, I think we have 3 businesses at that location.
The 2 tenants, yeah.
Yep. Oh.
I mean, I think it was a really fair assessed appraisal
I think so too.
for an income producing property. To only go up to 30, less than 30%.
Yep,
I move to deny.
I will second that. Call the vote, all in favor,
Aye.
all opposed, passes.
Yep.
1583 Southeast Road.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
we want to see more.
Yes, I think we should table this,
Okay.
and Danielle, I want you to run some numbers from what he provided.
Okay.
Okay. Excellent. You go with
I
that?
was making that motion.
Yeah. Move to table it till further information is provided.
Perfect, yeah, I'll second that. Excellent, let's do that. All right, that is that one. 28 Kirkham, right, who's next?
28.
So. 19 Kirkham, right, wasn't that the one he wanted?
He's comparing to 19.
So he He
Isn't that a
bought it, he
bungalow?
overpaid.
19 Kirkham?
I don't know. I don't, hold on,
He has a sale.
hold on.
He set the market.
This is,
Well, it's after. He bought it, at the end of
Right.
October, but
he says he overpays, but that's what dictates the market, what you're willing to pay. Value is determined by the buyer.
yep,
Let me just look at.
however,
this
we
is
got
a-
This is a colonial.
Yeah, his is local.
19 Kirkham is we have it as conventional. It kind of looks like a bungalow. A 2-story bungalow to me.
It hasn't recently sold, has it?
No.
That one? And can I just see the style? Okay.
That's what it's
Iron.
looks like.
Oh, yeah.
That's a bungalow, 2-story
Yeah.
bungalow.
I just wanna see if there's anything right there off of Connecticut Ave. I almost asked him if he had it inspected, but, I mean, the roof leaking, I had my roof leak this year and my roof's
Yeah.
5 years old because of the,
Yeah,
ice dams.
yep, what we got?
Nothing in Kirkham, but it's a little straight, so I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking right off, so Connecticut Ave and, any of
That
those little
area.
streets.
I know. Just a corner.
Camped a little street across Maine. There's Little Colonial, 1664 square feet. Go for 325. Camp's also a narrow road like Kirkham is.
Yep.
Carriage Hill, those are all raised ranches. But sold for a lot more. Cedar Ridge, that's a key. 352, Cedar Ridge is the one that runs along E Green.
Yep.
I mean, he bought it for 365.
That's his,
That's,
that's why I asked him that.
yeah. The home that he's comparing here that he brought us is not a similar style. It doesn't look like similar condition either, just from that one picture, but he's got a really cute house with a
Yeah, he
detached
does.
garage, some nice updates done.
Yeah, the photos and everything.
The electrical was redone right before he bought it, right when he bought it in September. The air conditioning units are 2017.
That's a nice, it's,
I make a motion to deny.
I will second it. Vote, all in favor,
I,
opposed, passes. Edie Brook. Next one, yeah,
all right, 80 Brook,
yep,
Brick Ranch.
yep. Yep,
How big is this property?
so he is 0.32 acres. And the full value is 307,700. Again, it's C average. Oh. 1,246 square feet.
Considering, Danielle, the roof and condition of that very large driveway.
If you were to move it to average fare,
Yeah,
that would bring the 100% to 291.3 and your assessment to 203,910.
203,910.
Yes, ma'am.
Look at that sales.
What about,
Or no, keep going.
no, I'm thinking obsolescence.
Yeah.
If we did an external app, can we do that?
You do whatever you want.
Is his roof and his, I mean, it is, I get it, it's a big ticket, driveway and the roof.
I
Yeah, but then.
I feel better about
Driveway.
the I feel better about the average there as opposed to
Is it?
a depreciation, because then if it's fixed,
We're not.
we're changing condition rather than
Correct.
removing depreciation.
All right, let's look at some sales. By styles in here.
Yeah.
Here we go. Rick's gonna have a play in this too. Camp Grace Church, she's kind of a. Cut. No, Francis is the cut through.
Mhm.
Brooke is off of Francis, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Not the cut through. Yeah, it cuts between, it's not a cut through, it runs between Star and Francis, so it's a quiet street, it's right behind Star Park,
Oh, okay, yeah,
close to the West Hartford.
yes. Oh, it's
Okay.
over there, okay.
Okay. All right, so we got. What'd you say the square footage was, 12?
1246.
So a little bit smaller.
Okay, yeah.
It's a little bit bigger. Wall Ridge. A little smaller. Woodland. 1307. I'm just thinking that's out of town.
Yeah.
Camp 350, now they go up from there, obviously.
Yeah, I know, that's.
Um. It was already reduced to average, that is informal.
What was he before that, Danielle? Before-
217,700, and then we went to average, she brought it down to 215,390.
Was he good or something before?
I think it was average good.
So average fare would be the next down,
And that's what brings us to the 291, 300 value.
so that would be
100%,
for
yeah,
the,
and the 203,910 assessment.
I don't think he does.
Oh, it's electric baseboard heat too.
That's his problem.
One of them.
That's his, yeah.
No garage.
Someone who buys that house, they're changing that, there's costs. Okay, now I'm getting,
Yeah, I think it's fair.
so the average fare,
Yeah.
okay, now I got you, alright. So what was the average, so the average fare? can you-
Average
Brings your
fare,
assessment to $203,910.
So the 100%, so it'd be under, so you're under 3,
sorry,
so what's the 100%?
100% value,
It's
291, 300.
Okay, go for that.
Yeah, I move to change 100% value 291, 3 with a new assessment of 203, 910.
Second that, call the vote, all in favor,
I,
all opposed, passes. Sweet.
that's it.
And we had 4 no-shows,
Yeah, you have one.
Shake Shack, Target,
Right now,
Raylan,
right
and
now
then,
and Adam.
and Adam, alright.
Yeah, let me pull out.
Alright, so I make a motion to dismiss Shake Shack, Target, 102 Rayland, and 33 Adam Drive.
Second that?
Call a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Those are those two.
Perfect. Right. As I'm writing this, Danielle, for the record, thank you for switching locations today, last moment.
More.
Mhm.
Alright. That's it. Alright. Public participation?
Nothing.
Perfect.
Motion to dismiss.
Alright. Perfect, we'll dismiss 6:10 PM. Meeting adjourned.